This is some reported speech I'm getting. At the beginning of the game, he had one good dribble, and then the whole time he was making like this. And then if a left back can win a man of the match, you will know that the player playing on his wing was absolute trash. And like I said last time, Lamine Yamal is going for the Ballon d'Or, and you can see that he's doing nothing. Hey guys, welcome to the 6th episode of the Scoreboard, where we bring you interesting stuff about football, NFL, and of course, extremely good predictions. Like I said, our best bets are always here. And obviously, how was last week, Brandon?
First of all, the weekend started very good.
Very good.
To me. My team, FC Barcelona, we won the game. We went top of the table. Real Madrid lost. And we were making a lot of noise over the weekend. Chelsea also lost, so it was a good weekend for me. On Sunday, my Eagles won the game against the Buccaneers. We are 4-0 right now. Everything is looking good. We won a lot of day 2 NFL bet. I won my best bet. And I also won a 200-odd parlay. So it was a very good weekend.
Very
And I was also looking forward to this podcast because I was planning on roasting you. But then Barca had to do the unthinkable. We lost against PSG, so I'm a little bit heartbroken right now. So,
yeah. So, guys, like you're saying, it was an interesting week. Very, very interesting week. Best bets. We had so many interesting picks. Like you said, a 200-odd parlay. It's not easy.
Yeah.
200-odd parlay. We had so many good wins, so many good bets, and his ladder also winning as well. So it was very, very interesting. And before I go ahead, first of all, thank you guys so much for the support. And please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Over to the reaction. Before we get into Barcelona, just talk to us about the reaction. First of all, it's been an interesting week for Chelsea, or a couple of weeks for Chelsea. So first of all, let's talk about maybe Chelsea versus Brighton.
The first question I have to ask you about is, are you humble now? Are you humble?
What's the meaning of humble?
Do you think your team can win anything right now?
We've lost about 3 games. We've lost against Bayern Munich, we've lost against Manchester United, and we've lost against Brighton. Against Manchester United, we had a red card in the 4th minute.
So are you trying to give us excuses now?
It's not excuses though. It's like we've played for 6 months or so, and we've lost 4 games, and 3 have had red cards, and 1 has been away to Bayern Munich. Our first game in the Champions League.
It's part of it.
No problem. I'm not giving excuses though, but at least we won yesterday.
I have a question. Who scored in your team yesterday?
It doesn't matter. We scored. So you're giving excuses now.
No, I'm just trying to understand. I don't watch your game.
Yeah,
So I'm just asking to know who scored.
We scored. Chelsea scored. Yes,
who scored?
Chelsea scored.
Chelsea scored.
Chelsea scored. That's the most important thing. So, guys, like I was saying, Chelsea have lost 3 games by and red cards and everything. So, but firstly, we've had a lot of injuries also, just like PSG after the Club World Cup. We've had a lot of injuries. It's been very, very disturbing. But I'm telling you now, we're definitely picking up. So I'm not going to talk much about Chelsea, but we're definitely picking up. And we are showing promising signs, even though a couple of things have gone awful, but we're showing promising signs.
What are the promising signs?
We're winning. We're winning the Champions League. We're winning. We just won our game. So it's a promising sign. We won Benfica with a very trash lineup, by the way, starting with Tyrick George up front, Facundo Buenanote behind him. Very, very trash lineup, and we could still pull the win, unlike other teams. No names.
Oh, you won a game without even scoring.
No games.
No, I mean, kudos to you. That's 3 points. So I'm not going to take that.
Exactly, that's 3 points. So Chelsea up the Chelsea, and we did very good. So I think that's all regarding Chelsea. Not too much talk regarding Chelsea, but there are other interesting games I have to bring. How long do you think Amorim has? How long after the match against Man United versus Brentford? How long do you think he has?
My prediction was that he was going to go before the end of the year. So I think they're still on track. After losing to Brentford, I don't hate United. I don't have a Premier League team. He's the one who is down to bash United. But from a sports fan, from someone who watches the league, I think he's going to go. He hasn't won a back-to-back game yet.
Yeah,
and
the Premier League.
He's sitting at the bottom 10 of the table right now. They have a game against Sunderland. They have tough games coming up, and they don't have that chemistry yet to win some games. So I'm really thinking he's gonna go before the end of the year. Unfortunately for Manchester United, so I think they have a lot of work to do from a managerial perspective and from a coaching and from a staffing perspective. So Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's still insisting that he doesn't want to change his lineup, which sounds very, very stupid. I think he's just trying to back himself. Like, he knows what he's doing, when technically we can all see that he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, the only reason why I'm even trying to consider them right now is because I think he's inflicting so much pain on my friends, because sometimes we're talking and then you see people start crying, or I mean, not crying, but you see people just going off. You know that something is going wrong with them.
But it's actually funny though, regardless of everything going on in Manchester United, the coaching issues, the player issues, they still somehow found a way to beat Chelsea. So
why are we going back to Chelsea?
No, I'm just trying to understand though. It
was a red card, and I feel like the thing is that for the past weeks, we have a couple of friends that support Man United. They have been doing so bad. Like, they suffer during the week, they walk, and then they are depressed in the weekend. They become so depressed in the weekend. So I think we actually consider them as good people as we are. We consider them to let them have that win, knowing that they'll be trashed against Brentford. And then Sunderland will still humble them. So that's all I can say about United. But like I said, you are on track, saying that end of the year. I think end of the year is far. If they don't win against Sunderland, and
it's going
to be a big problem. So I think that's it. And then also from that, another interesting game, Madrid versus Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. That was a shocker.
I said it here. I said Madrid are cruising right now because they're playing relatively weaker teams.
Yeah.
But this was their first test against the top team in Europe.
Yeah.
And they crashed and burned as expected. So kudos to Atletico for putting on a masterpiece against Real Madrid. The defense is still bad, as you saw. We are now at the top of the table. So it's going to be interesting to see how Madrid plays. But I really like what I'm seeing so far. I don't think Barca is going to give up the first spot from now to the end of the season. I think we are a very, very good team.
Except Barca plays PSG.
Well, we'll talk about that. But you have to understand, PSG are the champions of Europe. So we lost to the best team in Europe.
Champions of the world here.
Unlike some teams that lose to
champions of the world
United and Brighton. Sorry?
Champions of the world here, by the way.
And they lost to Brighton.
No problem.
That is, why can I
No problem.
A big champion. But anyways, it was an interesting game. I think Atletico, they know how to play against big teams.
Yeah.
They even won the game today in the Champions League. So I like what I'm seeing so far. They're giving a tough fight to Madrid. So kudos to Atletico. They actually gave us 3 points. That's our points, because now when we meet Atletico, we're going to win them. And we're just going to keep increasing the gap at the top of the table in La Liga.
What do you think about Simeone? I think he has changed his tactics a little bit, because normally he's always very
conservative.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's letting the dogs out of the cages.
Exactly. I'm seeing him playing like four attacking, like, Griezmann, Alvarez, Simeone, and Raspadori, like 4 attackers, so I think he's becoming he's accepting things unlike Amorim.
Yeah. He's let it go. After they started the season, 4 games, not a win. He was like, you know what? Screw this. Let's do what we gotta do. We have the players.
Let's attack teams.
Yeah.
Trashing Madrid. Very big win against Frankfurt as well. So
yeah, Alvarez is also crazy. He's phenomenal. He was supposed to come to Barca, and I don't like Barca for this.
You guys chose
Barca, but
the guy chose Ferran Torres over
tribalism. Or whatever
it's in Spaniard. Exactly, some tribalism shit.
Yeah, so that was something I didn't like. But kudos to Atletico for sure, man.
But yeah, I mean, guys, as you can see, he's been very moody today. So I want to ask him about this. I didn't watch the game. I was working the whole day. It's been a stressful week for me. Last week we were off. I was out of town, so we're off. But today I was working as well. There was a game, Barcelona versus PSG at home. So how did that game play?
It was a very tough game. It was a good game. It was fast-paced, end-to-end football, between 2 top teams in Europe from the start of the game to the end of the game. It was a very fast-paced game. We scored the first goal. I was glad. It was a very, very good goal. But towards the start of the second half, I think we started losing ourselves. PSG started controlling the game, and they scored the first goal. And towards the end of the game, we got tired and we took our best players out. Pedro left the game. He wasn't really as energetic as he was when the game started. We don't have Rafinha anymore. Alejandro Balde.
Excuses.
No, I'm analyzing the game. I'm telling you what happened. So that was what happened. We don't have Rafinha right now, who scored against PSG last season, if you recall. So
last season, you guys not play PSG.
Sorry, the season before last. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the season before last, we played PSG and he scored. But it was a tough game. We were beaten hands down, for sure. We were outworked in the game, and it was just unfortunate that he scored at the 93rd minute, like the last kick of the game. That's when they scored the second goal. So it's a big lesson for us. We're going to learn from that. We're going to come back strong. And that was just our first loss of the entire season. That's our first loss. Unlike some teams who've had like 4+ losses this season. So it's going to be a good season. We have a lot to learn, and we've learned a lot from this game. And moving forward, we're going to make the necessary adjustments. And it's only going to go from there.
Guys, I didn't watch the match. I just saw a couple of highlights. And first things first, I heard that somebody wrote an exam last week, and this week he scored against Barcelona, a 17-year-old called Mayolo. I didn't watch the match. Someone just told me that. So he was writing an exam last week, but this week he was scoring against Barcelona with Pau Kibasi looking like a fool.
He's a pro football player.
I'm just reporting what I heard. And then also, I heard that there was also an orchestra in the field because somebody was every time he was like this to the crowd. I'm just saying. This is some reported. This is some reported speech I'm getting. At the beginning of the game, he had one good dribble, and then the whole time he was making like this. And then, if a left back can win a man of the match, you will know that the player playing on his wing was absolute trash. And like I said last time, Lamine Yamal is going for the Ballon d'Or, and you can see that he's doing nothing. He lost the ball so many times today in the pitch. Passes that he will give normally by instinct, which is something that makes him great. He was holding the ball for so long right now. This Lamine Yamal thing that he wants to be the best in the team, I think is hurting Barcelona. And you can see that with Rafinha out, Barcelona is feeling the pains. So
bro, what are you saying?
I'm just telling you.
That's our first loss against team in Europe.
Best team in Europe. We won that team 3-0 with all their best players.
Hold on.
This team didn't have Dembele. It didn't have Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, Joao Neves, Marquinhos. It didn't have the best players. It didn't have Donnarumma. Donnarumma is gone. You guys lost to a team that we beat 3-0 with their best players. I mean, Barcelona is terrible. And how long shall we tell Hansi Flick to change his eye line? How will you be playing against Paris with people that are very excited and they're running up and down, and you're putting a high line at the 90th minute, you're telling your players to go like this?
Listen,
what have you guys learned?
All I have to tell you is,
when will you guys
all I have to tell you is November 25th. I'll see you at the Stamford Bridge.
Hey guys, before we go ahead, we're having these amazing jerseys. I'll put on these amazing jerseys, courtesy of an amazing brand called Neba, and he will also be the official designer for the Pan African Cup of Nations, happening in Dallas on the weekend of the 11th of October. And of course, we will be playing. Like I said, we're amazing players, not like Lamine Yamal and Co. We are amazing players, and we'll be playing in the Pacon as well. So if you want to be there and enjoy everything, the African community enjoyment, you can order, you can reach out to Neba, or you can reach out to the exclusive people via IG. His IG name is down here. So guys, you can check him out. And then over back to Barcelona. What are you telling me about Barcelona?
Listen, all I have to tell you is that I spoke with Hansi Flick after the game. And we're going to get back to where we were. This is just one loss. Do you understand this is just one loss? This is our first loss of the season, and you're celebrating our first loss. It's not even possible.
Which first loss? You guys have played nobody this season.
What do you mean we've played nobody?
What you guys play?
We beat Newcastle.
You guys have played just Newcastle in Newcastle.
Exactly, in England. One of the stadiums that you said was the most difficult to play.
They played without a striker. They played without
with 11 players.
Man.
What are you talking about?
You guys played against school children, Mayulu. Who are those?
Played against PSG, the champions in Europe. It doesn't matter who played in the team. Like I said, you guys lost to Brighton at home.
With a red card, we're winning 1-0 for the red card.
You were winning 1-0.
Barcelona and Chelsea.
No, this is a competition. It's the Premier League. This is the Champions League, the best in Europe. You're talking about a game against a team that won the treble. What are you talking about?
A treble without Desiree Doué, Dembele. They said Vitinha. Five good players: Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, Marquinhos.
We're going to wrap this up. All I have to tell you is that November 25th, I'll be seeing you at the Stamford Bridge. That's all I got to say.
Guys, to have a date. And I'm telling you right now, you see how Pedro was tired. He's a good player. But Caicedo doesn't get tired. He doesn't get tired.
What's Caicedo do against Bayern?
He doesn't get tired. he doesn't get
They
tired.
called him Kai Cenat.
He doesn't get tired. So
You see Kai
we have on November 25th, Chelsea's Bayern will be streaming that live, and you guys will see real tears. You know, as you can see, it's all down. He's even trying to talk.
Taunting. Gonna be taunting.
But yeah. Apart from that, let's go to Liverpool. We spoke about this game also. They have been having back-to-back wins in the 80th minute and above. We knew I was going to catch up with them. We spoke about this. We knew I was going to catch up with them. We spoke to people on the group chat. They were always like, well, I've told you about this. Bizzo, making noise, continuous, routined up. But now they've lost back-to-back games against Crystal Palace and Galatasaray. So what do you think about this? What do you think is happening to that team?
I think Arne Slot needs to get some balls. He has to make changes tactically. And he has to let the players know that they can sit on the bench if they don't perform.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I think he has to sit Florian Wirtz outside just because I think Florian, he slows down the attack. And because of that, he can't score goals. He can't score 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. And I think he's a bridge between the midfield and the wingers in that team. He has a lot to learn. He's not really physically fit compared to the way other players are in the Premier League. So I think Liverpool needs to make changes. They need to bring in guys like Chiesa to come in and play, stir some energy in the team. That was a tough loss to Galatasaray. You know, it was on the road, and I think the crowd, they had a big impact in the game. Liverpool, they weren't playing cohesively. And then against Crystal Palace, they're undefeated right now, you know. So that was a tough game for Liverpool to play. Liverpool has been playing somehow badly on the road anyways recently, and they have a way of making average teams look very good. And then their defense is also shaky. You know, from the start of the season, they didn't sign Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace, and now it's actually affecting their games. Konate is not really that confident anymore, and because of that, Van Dijk has to do a lot of communication, which also affects his performance. And then you have Kerkers, who is doing a lot of work, but he's not that good offensively, so he cannot really contribute, like crossing those balls that Robertson also used to do. So it's an issue that I think they can easily fix, but it's going to take some sort of tactical changes, and they need to try to score 3 goals over a period of time to get that confidence back. So that's what I think about Liverpool. They're definitely going to be a contender in the Premier League. You know, they're going to be in the Champions League for a while. But I also think in order to do that consistently, they have to make those changes so that, you know, they can get into games and play games well for 94 minutes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's absolutely well put, to be honest. Just like you said, he lacks the balls to do what's right. You know, right now, like, we're talking, and I cannot remember the last time Liverpool won 4-0, for example, right? Or 3, you know.
Or to even shut out the team. I mean, they shut out Burnley.
That's Burnley. I mean, completely overpowering a team. Like, you see Klopp win a team 4-1, 5-1, you know, where they're scoring goals for fun and it's all funny and funky out there. You can see that that's no longer the case. Like we said, he'll score 1 goal and start passing the ball. It's like he's kind of scared, and that mentality has got into the players, you know, where they are just playing very conservative. By default, you see Liverpool pressing so hard, get press, scoring 1, going for 2, going for 3.
Oh yeah, so entertaining, end-to-end
football. But now it's just so boring. Like Jamie Carragher, who always talks, trying to support them, is even saying that he has not, like for the past 8 or 9 games, he hasn't seen his Liverpool team. So I think it's very, very, and like I said, those signings, like you said, like, you need to put Wirtz on the bench. Even though you pay so much money for him, you need to be man enough to say, okay, you're going to sit down on the bench, boy, and watch others play and see exactly what you expected here. You have 3 extremely good midfielders. You have Gravenberch, you have McAllister, you have Zubos. Like, play those 3 good boys in the field and let Wirtz sit outside for a while, just like he's doing to Frimpong. It's just because, you know, he's looking at Wirtz as, but he needs to put him outside.
Yeah, they could fake an injury.
Yeah, exactly. Fake an injury and just tell him that he had an injury during warm-up, but deep down, you know, he doesn't have an injury. And then make that happen. Let him watch from the bench and see how they play good football. And, you know, so that's kind of it. But yeah, it's all terrible. And I think from that, you can see that it will lead to this weekend, which they are playing Chelsea. And Arsenal is also in extremely good form.
Oh, yeah. Arsenal, I like the way Arsenal are playing right now. You know, since the loss against Liverpool, they've made some changes. They're getting healthy right now. Saka is back. Odegaard is back. They have a lot of depth in the team. So I like Arsenal. And, you know, I actually picked them to win the Premier League.
Exactly.
So the fact that Liverpool lost that game, now Arsenal are like 2 points behind them. So this weekend is going to be a very, very crucial weekend in the Premier League, because if Liverpool doesn't beat Chelsea and Arsenal gets the win, Arsenal is going to, you know, get level on them or get on top.
Goal difference
might put them on top. So this weekend is going to be interesting, but I like Arsenal right now. I like that they're playing. They have to keep on playing the way they're playing at a high level. Take every single game serious because Arsenal have a way of playing very well against the top 5, but then they will just draw so many games or they'll lose to Bournemouth or Aston Villa. So they have to just keep up with the performance, and with the depth that they have right now, they have the chance to just win many games. And I also think Arteta needs to set his priorities straight.
Yeah.
Like, he has a way of overworking players. If he can prioritize the Premier League, he can go a long way. But with the Champions League and the Premier League and the EFL Cup, I think he has to step up the way he manages the team and the way he does rotations so that he's always putting the best players for the best games, week in, week out. So that's what I think. And this weekend they have to play West Ham. That should be an easy win for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I really like those guys.
Yeah, I think that's same here. I think Arsenal has good depth. I think they'll go very far. They'll go very far this season, man. Except some injury happens to the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they bought Mosquera, but I don't really trust that guy that much because he's shaky. He gave a corner this weekend that led to a goal, and Walter Matter scored. So I think he's still shaky. So I mean, with Gabriel and Saliba, I think that's a good partnership. So if an injury happens to one of them, that's where I'm a little bit concerned because Mosquera is not looking good like the best for me. So, but I think Arsenal is pretty much the best team in form in the Premier League at this point in time because City's shaky as well. Drew to Monaco today.
Yeah.
I think they are very, very shaky.
Yeah.
But that's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Then over to one last thing right now. Kane and Mbappe. Those two human beings. If you see Madrid winning 2-0, you go in, Kylian Mbappe. You see Bayern winning 5-0 or 1-0.
You have to see Kane.
You must see K as well.
Those guys are prolific.
Kylian or Kane.
The case.
Do you think that one of them is going to win the Ballon d'Or, or do you think one of them is the favorite?
I think if Madrid wins the Champions League, Mbappe is going to win it. It's just simple. He's automatic. The penalties, he's not a clear penalty taker.
What if Chelsea wins? Let me say, seems to have a clear favorite. Maybe what if Chelsea wins and then it's between Mbappe and Harry Kane? Who do you think is going to push for it more?
The person who wins, who scores the whoever the journalists vote.
Those journalists be crazy these days.
So it's whoever they pick to win the Ballon d'Or will win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely sure that the guy who gets the most hype on social media is going to, gather more attention. So most likely Mbappe because he plays for Madrid. But you cannot overlook what Harry Kane is doing. Like, he's a goal-scoring machine. He scores penalties too, just like Mbappe. But I just think he can score much more goals this season just because he plays in the German league where there's not a lot of defensive, strongly defensive team. So I'm like, he's probably going to go to Kane if Bayern wins the Champions League. If not, it's going to be like we're going to do as we're told by the journalists for the Ballon d'Or. But just to get it clear, Chelsea's not going to win the Champions League. So whatever scenario that you're bringing up, it's not going to come to pass.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
And guys, please tell us what was your best game you see game of the week. Sorry. Like I said, for me, it was obviously somebody conducting the orchestra. And then,
there was no best Champions League game of the week, guys, except for Madrid fans. I mean, shouldn't even be a best game because they won the team in that I can actually score against.
For those who watch the games, like the one you watch and you felt like it was a good game for me, I didn't watch. I mean, I watched all, but for those who, what I'm saying. So some teams, like I said, just tell us your best game of the weekend. And like I said, subscribe as well. Okay. Now over. I mean, the past is gone.
Looking forward to the future. Exactly. Very soon, he'll continue with his ladder very soon. He'll be giving his best play from his ladder very soon. We have to win.
We have to climb. I mean, if your team is losing the game, at least you should be making some money. I think that's the only reason why I'm smiling from last weekend as well, because as Chelsea was losing, I was making money. So if you're losing, you might as well be playing your good bets and stuff like that. So
you're going to be crying with money in your pockets.
At least cry with money in your pockets. So we'll be giving that very soon. But before we go to that, let's talk about the big games this weekend. First of all, Chelsea versus Liverpool.
I can't wait to watch this game. I have a Saturday pickup game at 10 o'clock. After that, I'm going to get some fruits and a very good breakfast. And I'll be sitting in front of my TV at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Prime time.
To watch Liverpool beat the brakes off Chelsea. it's gonna be a bad day for you.
I'm not going to say absolutely impossible, but it doesn't even make sense. Like, if you look at in the rule books, I mean, obviously we have Cole Palmer injured, but I'm not going to carry it on my head. Chelsea.
That's already your excuse.
It's not an excuse. I'm telling you right now, we will not lose to Liverpool. There's no way. I'm not going to use the word absolute, except somebody goes and takes another red card. We are not playing with Chalobah. He's out, but we will not lose to Liverpool.
You will lose to Liverpool.
We will not lose.
No, Liverpool is going to beat.
It's not possible.
You better believe.
You cannot have Konate in the field. I want to win us. You cannot have Konate in the field.
Konate is not the one who's going to score.
Florian Wirtz is going to play against Caicedo. I want to win us. It's not possible.
That's not the point. The point is that you guys could not score an offensive goal against Benfica.
We're playing with Facundo Bonanote and Tyrick Josh as our 9.
That is not my problem.
We're resting our keepers.
Maresca chooses to put whatever he's putting in his game plan. That is not my problem.
You guys,
I'm telling you what's going to happen. You guys will do as you're told on Saturday.
There's absolutely no way. I don't want to use the word absolutely, but Chelsea is not going to lose to Liverpool. We are not going to lose to Liverpool. So get that in. With the way the team is playing, I think we're going to help Arsenal go top for now. Let them warm the space for us. They are London brothers. After a while, they'll give us back because they are crazy people. But Chelsea, like I said, there's absolutely no way we're going to lose to Liverpool. It's going to be a very, very interesting game on Saturday. And then obviously I have a bet on that. I'll be playing Chelsea shots. I'm going to give you the bet after this. So, yeah.
Plus 135. That's Liverpool's odds to win this game. I'm going to be all over it.
Okay. I think we just bring the money, let's share rather than giving those people in the sportsbook office.
You're going to accept your fate.
Okay.
If not today, not tomorrow, but on Saturday, why not accept your fate?
Okay. There another very interesting game. Very, very big games in Germany. We have Dortmund versus Leipzig, and then we also have Bayern Munich versus Frankfurt.
It's actually crazy because you have the fourth place team playing the first, and then you have the second playing the third. So the outcome of these games will determine how the standings are on Monday.
Yeah.
But it's actually funny because these teams have a lot of history between them. Like the last time Bayern went to Frankfurt, they haven't won in Frankfurt at least the last two travels they went there.
Yeah.
Same thing with Leipzig. I think Leipzig beat Bayern Dortmund 5-1 sometime. So it's really going to be an interesting matchup to see how it plays out. But I'm definitely going to be watching these games. I'm going to be betting on them. But what do you think so far? Do you think this matchup can affect the outcome of the Bundesliga, or you think Bayern has everything in their pockets already?
To be honest, I think Bayern has everything in their pockets, except something happens to maybe Luis Diaz, because, Musiala had a leg-breaking injury, which was horrible. Right now, I don't think they have a replacement for Luis Diaz. Michael Olise is very good. I don't think they also have a replacement for Michael Olise.
Michael is good.
So, right now, you have Gnabry playing 10. That's why they brought Nicolas Jackson, so he could play as a striker, and then they can bring Harry Kane behind. So the only thing I think disturbing them might be an injury.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that the other teams in Germany are not competitive enough to really stand up for it and say, okay, we want to win the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Leipzig tried a while ago, but they are not really they're selling their best players and stuff like that. So it's a little bit funny. But on the other hand, Frankfurt was mauled and demolished by Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
so,
I saw it coming.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll try to have a comeback in their house versus Bayern Munich. I just think Bayern have a little bit too much for them.
Yeah.
I just think Bayern has a little bit too much for them. With the way they're playing, I think Bayern gets the win. Even though history and everything proves you wrong, it's football. History is crazy.
Oh, yeah,
football.
absolutely.
So,
yeah, I actually like the games. Yeah, I really like these games. I'm going to be watching these games. Dortmund is a little bit surprising. They've kept a couple of clean sheets.
Exactly.
Unlike last season where they actually lost games, they drew games. They've been keeping clean sheets this season.
Yeah.
And they had a good win today against, was it a win or draw? I think they won against PSV today. I don't know who they played. They won the game, and then they won
Bilbao.
Bilbao. Yeah, they beat Bilbao today. And they won a couple of games. They were on a 3-game winning streak without even conceding, which is actually surprising for Dortmund because the first game was a 3-3 draw on the road, and then after that, they didn't concede anymore. So I think Dortmund is upcoming, but I'm still going to have to get them to prove to me that they can win games for over 5 game span just to see where they're at. But if Bayern can manage to lose the game, is going to be tough. It's going to be very, very tough for Bayern to lose a game in the Bundesliga. That is one thing that I see to be a very, very big problem for teams like Dortmund and Leipzig to even try to catch them, because they don't lose games. It's going to be tough. And this game is going to be Bayern's first big test on the road against Frankfurt, who's had Bayern's number for a long time. So I think if Bayern wins this game, they should just call it a day.
They should wrap it up. They should just give them the title.
They should just try to win the DFB Pokal. That's the thing they can win.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually going to be interesting. And then back to the Premier League, we're talking about Chelsea and Liverpool. You just have Arsenal playing West Ham.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, if Liverpool fails to win against Chelsea, then Arsenal has a chance to actually either meet them at the top or overtake them based on goal difference. So, I mean, they should win that game, right?
Yeah, they should definitely win that game. I'm even thinking that Arteta is already having that in mind, because if you can see this Champions League game against Olympiacos, he began with Trossard and Martinelli and then kept Eberechi and Saka outside. I think he's resting them, preparing them for the weekend, because I mean, they should win the game, but West Ham has a change in manager. I think the new manager right now, they have a change in manager. The new manager is Nuno from Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Very stubborn. So I think he's already thinking about that and knows that that's a very, very, even though they mauled them the last 2 seasons, 5-0, 6-0, Declan scoring 2 goals. But I think he's thinking about it and he's resting his players, because he's saying that, okay, he's maybe looking at Liverpool versus Chelsea, saying that Chelsea can take something off Liverpool. If that happens, I want to definitely win West Ham.
Yeah.
So that I just stay first.
Yeah.
And once you stay first, you have that momentum.
And you're going to put pressure on that team.
Exactly.
And it's particularly interesting because Arsenal plays first, like at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
before Liverpool plays later, which means he has to get the results in on Saturday at 10 o'clock, which means I'm going to be betting on that game, Arsenal money line.
Exactly.
To win that game.
I think I'm going to be betting on Arsenal also. I'll be getting not necessarily the money line because I think they'll win, definitely. But I'm going to be betting on their shots, because whenever Arsenal play West Ham, they always overpower West Ham completely.
Completely.
West Ham's team, they have so many shots, 16, 17. I'm going to be multiplying that. So I'll probably go with 15 at first and then maybe 17 just to roll up on that.
Yeah.
So that's a very, very interesting one for me. I'm going to go with Arsenal as well on that.
Yeah, Arsenal made me cry today. I took Arsenal to have over 6.5 corners.
When we saw the lineup,
and the lineup was total BS.
Just complete BS.
So I cried. They didn't even have up to 7 corners.
It was just trash. Like, that's the thing. Normally, when you see the lineup, you can even tell that it's going to be trash. It's just unfortunate that, as when you want to bet, for example, it's very important that, like, you're doing work or anything, you need to prepare. So if you try to bet like 1 hour or 30 minutes for the game, you start betting trash.
Yeah.
You start putting so much money, you start rambling up and down. It's just trash. But when you sit down and prepare like the day before, you have good bets in. It's just that sometimes the managers fuck you up with a lineup and you cannot really do anything about it. It's the same thing that happened to me, Chelsea, and it's the same thing that happened to Arsenal as well. They just fuck you with a lineup and that's it.
Do you think Nuno is going to park the bus or what?
Yeah, as you can see, when Nuno was coaching Nottingham Forest, the way they played is they play with Antonio Elanga, they play with Callum Hudson-Odoi, and then they play with Morgan Gibbs-White. So what happens is when a team loses the ball, they have Antonio Elanga only running, and then Gibbs-White sends the ball ahead.
Yeah.
And Chris Wood is always waiting. I think that's the same thing he's trying to do with West Ham. Because West Ham played Everton this weekend and they drew, on Monday, and they drew 1-1. It was the same thing. They had Somerville, they had Bowen, and they had Nicolas Fulcrum, who is kind of having like a Chris Wood vibe.
Yeah.
And then behind it, they had Lucas Paqueta, kind of like Morgan's
technician.
Exactly, a technician like Morgan Gibbs-White. So I think what he's trying to do is almost the same thing, have Bowen there and have Somerville. And so when he plays against Arsenal, he will hold down, taking the pressure, and then hope to spring, and then he will hope to spring forward. So it's the technical team, I just don't think he's had enough time to build the team up to have that solid defensive shape like Nottingham Forest.
They need to give him time.
Yeah, they don't have the same players as well. Their goalkeeping position has been funny. They had Areola, and then they had this guy from Leicester who conceded a couple of goals from corners. They couldn't hold corners. And that's another thing. West Ham is one of the highest teams that have conceded.
Oh, yeah. You guys scored against them.
Exactly. From about 3 corners. And they're playing against the best corner merchants like Kings. So, except he's done something to build that, that's why I feel like it would just be a little bit too much.
A long day.
A long day for the Hammers in London.
That's crazy. It's a London derby, so Arsenal won't take that game lying down in lightly. So it's going to be an interesting game.
Exactly.
Obviously, you have one of the best teams historically in England, Manchester United, playing Sunderland. I'm not going to be betting that game, but what do you think? Do you think Manchester can pull off the win? Sunderland have been playing very well. They've got very good players right now. They've got Granit Xhaka controlling the midfield. They've got speedsters in front. They have a good striker who can actually do hold play. What do you think about that game?
Yeah, like you said, one of the best teams in England right now, Sunderland. Obviously, they're in the top 4 right now. I think. Yeah, right? Exactly. So one of the best teams, Sunderland, are playing one of the bottom sides, Manchester United. So how the tides have turned, but how the tables have turned. But yeah, it's just crazy that you can say this kind of thing. That a top team like Sunderland is playing Man United and my first relegation. But yeah, this will be a good one. It will be at Old Trafford. Honestly, I think Amorim is going to come win with all. If he doesn't win this game and then the board still doesn't put a little bit of sacking pressure, or I've even heard stuff about this guy coming in, Carrick. I've heard stuff about him coming in, but it's just basic rumors. Okay. But by default, Amorim still says the board is behind him fully. I mean, we don't know exactly how true that is. So I'm just going to let that be for now. But Man United have to put in their all for this game.
They have to win this game.
Yeah, I'll go with Man United shots. I don't think they'll win, to be honest.
They have to.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win, though. Sunderland just has a way. Against Burnley, United suffered. They struggled to win. A penalty at the end. So
actually, I might take United Sunderland +1, but let's see.
Yeah, so I think Sunderland have a way to they have an experienced head with Xhaka, and then a good striker as well. So it's gonna be hard for this bottom side United. These bottom teams, it's gonna be hard for them playing against a top side like Sunderland. So
interesting. Yeah, but it's gonna be a fun matchup though. It's gonna be a fun matchup, and thankfully it's not gonna conflict with the game at 12:30. So you've got Manchester United at 10, and then Chelsea Liverpool at 12:30. So good one to watch.
Can we just go through the bets, our top bets for now?
Yes. Like I was telling you before, you have to believe this. Don't be delusional this weekend. Liverpool is going to beat Chelsea this weekend, so I'm going to be taking Liverpool to win or draw the game, just because I think because of Liverpool's defensive issues, they might be conservative. So I'm going to be conservative as well. I'm going to take Liverpool to win or draw against Chelsea. What do you have there?
So for Liverpool versus Chelsea, I'm going to go in Chelsea shots. I'm just going to list a couple of my own. I'm going to go with Chelsea shots. First of all, that's my first pick for the game. I'm also going to be looking at Man United shots. Right now, I think we're having above 14.5, which is a very good line for me. So that's Man United. For Chelsea, I'm going for Chelsea above 10.5. It's about 1.4 odd. For Arsenal as well, over 14.5. It's about 1.34 odd as well. So that's it. And then I'm also looking at Leeds versus Tottenham. Okay. For Leeds at home to have shots as well. So more shots, but about 10 shots 10, 11 shots, which is 1.4. But my absolute best picks, Arsenal shots and Man United shots. So that would be my lock for the day.
Oh yeah, interesting. Those are actually some very good ones. Leeds, especially because they're at home and Tottenham is a little bit tired. Yeah. And for me, like I said, Liverpool to win or draw against Chelsea. This is a very, very good one. Chelsea can't score an offensive goal against Benfica. That considered 3 goals against Karabakh.
They changed manager.
Okay, they changed managers. But guess what? You see the same players. In the end, your coach can only do so much. You have the same 11 guys playing. So I'm going to be taking Liverpool to win or draw against Chelsea. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to fly to Germany. Leipzig goes to Dortmund. Dortmund is tired right now. And Leipzig have had their numbers in recent years. So I'm going to be taking Leipzig plus 1.5 spread. I like to spread it out. I like to bet on spreads. Then Bayern against Frankfurt, nothing. I don't want anything to do with that game. I'm going to be taking Arsenal to win. It's just 1.23. I'm going to add that to my parlay. Man United against Sunderland, nothing to do with those guys over there. So those are my 3 best bets. Liverpool to win a draw, Leipzig plus 1.5, and Arsenal money line.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, over to the main thing here. We're going to be talking about our best picks for the NFL as well. And then also, you consider
Ladder Day 3. Let's get it.
So it's been an interesting day. Your day 1 cashed smoothly, no qualms. Day 2, Cowboys versus Green Bay. Funny game, made us sweat.
40-40. I was sweating. I thought the Green Bay Packers defense they were on vacation.
Exactly. It was crazy.
40-40. That was my first tie game I've ever watched in the NFL.
Even an NFL player, Josh Pickens, didn't know that games could tie.
Exactly. I thought they were going to go to second overtime.
Yeah, so
it's actually crazy. But yeah, this weekend is going to be, there's some weird games this weekend. But we'll see. We have to continue. We have to move forward.
Yeah.
So I have my best bets. I have the Detroit Lions to win against the Cincinnati Bengals. I have the Chiefs to win. The Chiefs are playing very well right now. They beat the Ravens. They blew out the Ravens over the weekend. So I think they're going to build up on that and they're going to win the Jaguars. I think the Jaguars, they don't have enough offense to beat the Chiefs. I'm also going to be taking the Colts to win the game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Geno Smith, he throws a lot of picks. I don't trust him at all. And then the Colts were just a touchdown away from beating the Rams. I mean,
yeah.
Adonai Mitchell, he had to protect the ball.
And he went out doing some aura for me.
He was trying to do whatever he was trying to do over there, and they lost that game. So I think they bounced back at home. I like the Cowboys to beat the Jets, but I don't think I'm going to take it finally. So I'm just going to leave that game alone.
So you say Detroit Lions halftime, full-time?
Yes, Detroit Lions halftime, full-time. That's like 1.47.
Chiefs money line?
Chiefs money line and Colts money line.
Excellent ladder. Of course, guys, I'm telling you know what to do.
Yeah, guys, let's tell. I think that's like almost 3 odds this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 3 picks. Lions halftime, full-time, Chiefs money line, and the Colts money line. That's me.
Yeah.
Do you have your picks for this weekend?
Yeah, for me, first one is going to be a Titans visiting Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals have had one of the best defenses so far. I'm going to be going with Cardinals. Cam Ward cannot do anything, man. He's like...
They got shut out.
He's like...
They couldn't score a field goal.
A field goal. Like, I mean, obviously, like, kicker means 2 field goals.
Yeah.
But, man, it's still crazy, though. No points against a sack side. Like, man, it's just crazy.
You have to be careful, though, because the Cardinals don't have a very good running back to start the game.
It doesn't mean, though. I still think... Yeah, Kyler Murray is a good enough... He's a dual threat as well. So
yeah.
Anybody who comes to the running back, even if it's a rookie, I think there's
even if it's you, right?
Even if it's me, I think I'm gonna put up yards against the Titans. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I'll be going with Bills versus New England Patriots. And then also I'll be looking at Detroit, but I'm gonna be taking that spread. Probably over 6 minus 6.5. I think they'll do to the Bengals what Broncos did to them as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the Bengals probably need to get a quarterback. I don't know.
They need to.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, people are telling the Bengals to get Kirk Cousins.
I mean,
he's going to be too expensive, though.
Yeah, that's
even James Winston from the Giants.
Exactly, James Winston. That's what I was talking about. Some people even whispering that maybe they can even look at Shader, but
that's going to be tough.
But it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So guys, let us know what your best NFL bets are, and also don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Scoreboard because we're going to be posting like player props parlays and maybe 100x parlay this weekend. You know, because there's so many ways to bet. Even the Lions, you might not like the Lions to cover 10 points, but you might want them to score at least 4 touchdowns, which is like 28 points. That's also very possible.
Very possible.
The Broncos did that as well. And the Lions offense is very prolific. So guys, follow us and we're going to be posting like our long shots and some of our other picks that we like over the weekend. So we can all, eat and keep winning. If your team is Barca and you're losing against PSG, you might as well win some money on the NFL to be
exactly
to be consoled. If your team is Chelsea, you can't win at home against Brighton. You can't beat Brentford. You can't even score a goal against Benfica. You can't do anything. You might as well get some bets in. So let us know what your best bets are for this weekend, and we're gonna see you at the top, like a Chala.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna see you at the top, and it's gonna be very exciting. Probably next time we meet, we'll probably be talking to you from Dallas as well. So it's gonna be very interesting. Come watch us play. Sign up for the game. Please like, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much. And have a wonderful next time.